This is Boxing Talk 8576. On the edition of this is one of my new things I'm gonna be doing. Um, is he a Hall of Famer? Some fighters that may be on the cusp of not quite there or maybe there. It all depends on what you're looking for. But I believe Cory Spinks is right there on the edge of being a Hall of Famer. I have not really made up my mind yet, but I think he's a Hall of Famer, man. But Cory Spinks is, we all know his uncle and his father, Michael Spinks and Leon Spinks. They were gold medalists. They both were world champions. Actually, Michael Spinks only lost once, and that was to Larry Holmes. And Leon, he actually beat Muhammad Ali. But Cory Spinks, he had a pretty good career, man. He finished his career at 39 wins, 8 losses, and he had 11 KOs. He was not a knockout artist by no means. He was more like a slick left-hand fighter. He was more like Floyd Mayweather, but except he was on the left-hand side. He had pretty good defense. I'm not saying his defense was like Mayweather's, but he had pretty good defense too. He was a welterweight, undisputed welterweight champion. He beat Ricardo Mayorga. Everybody know Ricardo Mayorga. He beat Vernon Forrest, who beat Sugar Shane Mosley, and Sugar Shane Mosley beat Oscar De La Hoya. But he went in and beat Ricardo Mayorga after Ricardo Mayorga beat Vernon Forrest twice. Vernon Forrest, who beat Sugar Shane Mosley twice. And everybody thought Vernon Forrest was, that the new, was going to hold the welterweight championship for a little while after he beat Sugar Shane Mosley two times. And Ricardo Mayorga, with his smoking cigarettes and drinking beers, came in there. And the first fight, I thought he handily beat Vernon Forrest. The second fight, it was a little bit closer, but I still think he won. But the second fight was a little closer. But nevertheless, he won. And then Cory Spinks came in there and just took Ricardo Mayorga apart. Just took the man apart. In my estimation, outboxed him out, just everything. He couldn't do what he did against Vernon Forrest, against Cory Spinks. And then Cory Spinks, he beat Zab Judah. He ended up being 1-1 against Zab Judah. Zab Judah ended up beating him after he beat Zab Judah for the first time. But Cory Spinks, man, he at one point he was undisputed welterweight champion. He even held the IBF middleweight championship, and then he went in and he fought Jermaine Taylor. We all know Jermaine Taylor had beat Hopkins. He was the one that broke Hopkins' streak at middleweight defenses. He beat Hopkins twice actually, and in the fight between him and Jermaine Taylor was a close fight. I remember seeing that fight because I remember Emmanuel Stewart getting on Jermaine Taylor about Jermaine Taylor not pulling away in the fight and not fighting up to his capabilities. I believe that's what Emmanuel Stewart was alluding to. But I thought it wasn't so much that Jermaine Taylor wasn't fighting up to his capabilities. I just thought Cory Spinks was fighting a really, really good technical fight against Jermaine Taylor, and Jermaine Taylor couldn't do what he wanted to do. Cory Spinks is a southpaw. He's not a go-get-you southpaw like Manny Pacquiao. He's more of a sit-back counter puncher. He's more like I said, like Floyd Mayweather, but except he comes from the left-hand side. And he was giving Jermaine Taylor a lot of problems, man. And I don't believe it was Jermaine Taylor having an off night. I just believe his styles made fights, and that was just the wrong style. And Jermaine Taylor could not figure it out. And that was a really close fight. I actually had Cory Spinks winning that fight. And I thought he won that fight. And Emmanuel Stewart, by him in the corner, he said that, I believe he said that Cory Spinks was up in the fight, that Jermaine Taylor was losing the fight. I believe he told Jermaine Taylor at one point he was losing the fight. And he was telling the truth because Jermaine Taylor was losing that fight, man. I'm not saying he was getting, thoroughly dominated, but Cory Spinks was winning most of the rounds. And if Cory Spinks would have won that fight, he would have been the undisputed middleweight champion. But nevertheless, he fought a great fight against the middleweight champion, and Jermaine Taylor was undefeated at the time. So yes, I believe Cory Spinks, man, he's on the verge of being a Hall of Famer. I kind of got him as a Hall of Famer, man. I'm not real sure, but I kind of maybe got him as a Hall of Famer. But the guys he beat Michelle Cirillo for the IBF welterweight belt. That's the belt he got before he fought Ricardo Mayorga. He beat Ricardo Mayorga twice. And when he beat Ricardo Mayorga, that's when he became the undisputed welterweight champion. He ended up losing the belt against Zav Judah, as we know, and then Zav Judah lost against Baldemir, and then Baldemir fought Mayweather, and then Mayweather fought Zav Judah after that. But he beat Roman Karmazin. I remember I seen that fight. He had got knocked down. He was dominating that fight. He got knocked down in like the last round, I believe. But he was winning that fight handily. And that guy that he beat was a pretty good fighter, man. Pretty good, solid, tough fighter. He beat him for the IBF middleweight championship. He lost against Vernon Phillips, who was the IBF light middleweight champion. He was 7-6 in world title fights, and he was 7-7 against former or current world titleists. He lost, like I said, against Zav Judah. He lost against Vernon Phillips. He lost against Jermaine Taylor, Cornelius Bundage twice. We know Cornelius Bundage. And Carlos Molina, who always give everybody trouble. You know, Carlos Molina gave Kirkland. Kirkland. He gave Kirkland a hard time in the ring. He gave Landy Laura. I think he fought Landy Laura. I think they did fight. Trying to see, did they fight? He gave a lot of people problems, man. Carlos Molina, man. But nevertheless, I just believe, you know, Cory Spinks, by him being the undisputed welterweight champion, he had a piece of the middleweight belt. He fought Jermaine Taylor, if not to a draw, to a win, in my opinion. The guys he lost to were former world champions or were a world champion at the time that he fought them. He has a 500 record against former or current world titleists. He's 7-6 in world title fights. And a guy with no power, and he did all that. He reminded me of Paulie Malignaggi, but more decorated than Paulie Malignaggi. You know, Paulie Malignaggi didn't have any power, but he was like really slick, really fast hands, nice jab. But Paulie Malignaggi, you know, he didn't achieve nearly as much as Cory Spinks. And I thought Paulie Malignaggi had a decent career. But Cory Spinks, you know, his career was, you know, a notch above, probably a couple notches above his career, Paulie Malignaggi career. So I believe Cory Spinks is a Hall of Famer, man. I believe he's close. But let me know if you think Cory Spinks is a Hall of Famer. Like, comment, subscribe. Leave comments in the comment section. This is Boxing Talk 8576. I'm out.